that is not under colony. We are still under colonization. And you know the reasons why we're still under colonization is because we had leaders who were manipulated. Let's take an example of Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta was manipulated. He was not, like, we were told, I think we were told as Kenyans that we have gained independence, but I think the only thing that happened here in Kenya is that the colonies left our country, but colonization still continued. And so the issue of politicians has been there, like it has been existing for quite some time. It is not something that has just started yesterday. It is not something that is maybe people are building it today. It is something that was built a long time ago. That is one thing we should understand, that we should know that. So if it's about blaming politicians, we need to have blamed every politician, because what I'm telling you today is that a politician is a politician. A politician will never change from being a politician to becoming someone better. So if you have a leader who is misbehaving right now, nothing should tell you that this leader is coming to change sometime coming, or rather nothing should tell you that this leader is going to change anytime soon. As long as he's a politician, he will continue. And let me tell you something. Nobody should lie to you that when you're going to vote into government, someone else, maybe someone else apart from William Ruto, I'm talking about Kenyans now, that you're going to have a better government. You're not going to have a better government. You're not going to have a good government. And I can tell you this: anybody who is actually going to the government, or rather anybody who is maybe looking forward to enter into the government, don't trust them. Don't trust them. Be it Matiangi, be it Morara Keaso, be it Kasamweli, be it who. Don't trust anybody who is looking forward to enter into the government. Because I believe in that government, I think there is something in that government that really changes people. It changes the personality of people. It changes the individualism of people. Like, it changes everything completely. Because you'd find a good person, someone who has just been good. He has been people for people. Like, he has been the darling of Kenyans, maybe the darling of the people. He has been working. You'd find someone, even pastors, the moment they're looking forward to enter the government. Look at Margaret Wanjiru. When he began talking like someone who has never even been at the pulpit before. And so I think there is something in the government that really changes people. So no politician, I will tell you not to trust any politician, be it doesn't matter who that person is. People have been trusting Raila Odinga for quite some time, for a very long time. And even there are people who today still trust Raila Odinga for a very many reasons. I'm not telling you Raila Odinga is bad. He's a good person. There are things he has done in this country, things that we can sit down and talk about them, things we can remember. But he is not somebody you can trust, as I'm talking to you right now. Because once a politician, always a politician. People have been dying for this Mzee for quite some time. They've been dying for him. Like, they would go to the demonstrations on the road every day because of this Mzee. The moment he sits down and say, now I want us to go on the street because of this and this and this and this, people will close their business and go on the streets because of this Mzee. That is how trusted he was. But now if you try to talk about Raila Odinga somewhere on the street, or rather on the social media, people will attack you. Why? Because he has really changed. He has just changed completely. And I want you to learn not to be trusting the words that politicians are throwing out on you. Even in campaigns. We should understand that everything they say, they won't do it. They won't do it. Like, they won't do it. What makes you think when a politician comes, like right now, where we are right now? Because I believe all of us, like all of you, you have gotten a point, you have reached somewhere where at least you understand something about politicians. We are looking forward to go in another election come 2027. And today we are complaining about bad governance. We are talking about President William Ruto all the times that he must go home because he has really failed to deliver. And it is true. William Ruto has really failed to deliver for Kenyans. He has failed. We'll talk about that again and again. President William Ruto has really failed. And I think no Kenyan would want to see President William Ruto going to the government again, unless because of unavoidable circumstances. When I'm talking about unavoidable circumstances, I'm talking about when now you realize now he's being supported. Maybe he will rig elections, because it is very easy for him to rig elections when he's in the government than when he's out of the government. So even if he's going to find maybe a tough competitor, it is going to be very easy for him to rig elections because he's in the government. Okay? And so maybe he's going to get back to the government through a back door. But if we are going to have a free and fair election, it's going to be very difficult for President William Ruto to go back to the government. Okay? And so today we are complaining about bad governance, about Kenya Kwanza regime, which has really suffered Kenyans. Kenyans are suffering losses and they're making noise, they're crying. He promised a lot of things, the Mamamboga issues, the Boda issues. All of us here, we listened to him when he was talking, and everybody was like, now we have gotten a good leader, a small young man who is going to lead us very well. And you see, now the same people who were really cheering him, and the same people who were really singing, saying, si uchawi ni maombi, they're the same people crying today because of President William Ruto. And sometimes I don't understand what Kenyans wants to be told, or maybe sometimes I don't understand what do Kenyans need, which kind of an experience do Kenyans need to be able to learn, or maybe to get some lesson. You see, we are looking forward to enter into 2027 elections, and this same William Ruto will come to the campaigns, and he will try to find words to try to make you understand, or maybe to try to convince you that whatever he was doing, everything he was doing when you were complaining, he was only doing good things. And trust you me, there are people who are going to actually concur with President William Ruto, and they're going to vote him into government come 2027. People will forget everything this man has done to them. People will forget that corruption has been on the highest note ever. Like, corruption has raised in Kenya. Immediately, Kenya Kwanza regime came into government. I mean, nobody know. Like, who else doesn't know today that President William Ruto is a liar? Even a small kid, when you encounter a small kid, ask him a question about President William Ruto, he'll tell you President William Ruto is a liar. Because this guy is a liar. He's lying every day. Like, he's lying. He goes out, he lies. He comes in, he lies. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't care. What he does best is lying. What he does best is lying. That is what he does best, by the way. Okay? Sometimes I even ask myself, like sometimes, and you know, the problem is, what I don't understand many times is that this guy lies in public and he is not afraid of lying. Because, I mean, which kind of a person will lie every time, and you lie even when you know people know you are lying, but you're still lying? So we are at a very bad state right now, and I think Kenyans, and not only Kenyans, Africa is in a very bad state. You know, when I sit here, sometimes I talk about Africa because I am an African, and we are at a state where we can never help ourselves. Considering the fact that Africa is the richest country in the world, the richest continent in the world, still we are the poorest continent in the world. And it is something we are not seeing. And you know, the reason as to why we are having bad leaders. We don't know. We have leaders who are not leaders who can't help. Okay, they cannot even do anything good to people. There are people who are greedy, and they are going to government because of their selfish gains. Okay, but why do you think these leaders keep on going to government even after doing wrong, or maybe even after doing bad things? even after leading badly and carelessly and irresponsibly, they still go back to government. They still get their way back to government. It is because we don't learn. You know, people are in Kenya right now, especially the youths. They are really cheering a certain guy called Morara Keaso. Morara Keaso is a young guy who he came out as an activist, and now he has formed a party called Inject, and now that Inject party is a party that is urging the Gen Zs, or maybe the leaders of the Gen Zs, to join that party so that they can be able to be on the track. Maybe they can be able to be on the ballot box come 2027. And people are really saying Morara Keaso is the solver of the problems that are happening in this country. That if he can be given a chance to lead this country, he's going to be the best. Maybe he's going to. And even when you see him talking, when you listen to him, you'll realize that maybe the things he's talking, if he's going to put it into action, it's going to be one of the best. He's going to be one of the best leaders. Like, for example, the speech he just gave out a few days ago. Listen to this.
Mi ningeuliza Morara leo, kama Morara angekuwa like you are in charge of this country, what are some of the first things ungeza power, ungefanya nini?
Milimo, wacha nikwambie. Umeniuliza swali mzuri. Mimi ningepata bahati ya kuwa rais wa Kenya. Ningeambia Kenya kitu moja. For 1 year, don't ask me for development. For 1 year, msiniombe barabara, msiniombe hospitali, msiniombe tu development yote for 1 year. Hiyo 1 year ni ya kudeal na corruption. Hiyo 1 year. Na former and current leaders, hakuna mtu anaenda retire ati aende kupumzika. No. Kama unaenda kupumzika kama umerudisha pesa. Hakuna vile Murkomen anaweza enda kuretire peacefully na haja rudisha pesa ya wananchi. Kama niyo mshipi yake, arudishe mshipi tuuze. Hiyo pesa itoke. Unaona? Kama niyo watch ya Sudi, hiyo watch I'm going to collect Sudi's watches, all of them, and put them on the market. Na niziuze ni recover pesa ya wananchi. Kama sitaweka jela, pesa yote wa Kenya watarudisha. And that is one thing I'm telling you. Mimi 1 year kwanza ingekuwa tu ya kudeal na corruption. Because sasa ni maendeleo gani tunafanya? Kama tunatenga inaibiwa, tunapanga inaibiwa. Everything is theft. Wakipanga kujenga hospitali inaibiwa. Wakipanga kununua medical equipment, MRI, X-ray machines inaibiwa. Mi 1 year tu ni ya kudeal tu na corruption. Peke yake kwanza. Nikishamalizana na hiyo sasa, kutoka hapo tuongea development, tuendelee kwenda mbele. That's the one thing mimi naweza ambia Kenya. Kwamba mwaka mmoja tu hiyo ni ya corruption peke yake.
Nice.
Na nitawafunga jela. Hata sitawafunga ng'ambo. Nitawafunga hapa. I can assure William Ruto he will go to prison if Morara becomes president. It's not a lie and it's not a joke. Na asifikirie ni mchezo. Bahati mbaya tu ifanyike ati mimi nikuwe rais. I'll jail him here, not abroad. Unajua mambo ya sisi kupelekanga kesi zetu kwa wazungu, nimefaa wazungu wanatudharau. Wanaona ni kama we don't have our own systems. I'll take him through a court process here in Kenya. Ushahidi yote itawekwa juu ya meza. Pesa mahali ameweka Hong Kong nitaendea. Pesa mahali ameweka Dubai nitaendea. Pesa mahali ameweka Panama Islands nitaendea. Zile Boeing sita zenye alikuwa ananunua London akitaka kuanzisha airline nitaendea. Zile mashamba amenunua Australia, I'll go for them. Nitamfunga tu hapa. Yeye pamoja na hao watu wote president worship yake. Sijua ama MP walikuwa president worship ya William Ruto.
They always saying yes to everything they are saying.
Unaona all prisoners who have petty offenses. Mkuwe tayari. Mimi bahati tu ifanyike nikuwe rais. Na wafungulia nyinyi wote. Mtu ameiba kuku anafanya nini kwa jela? Ati mtu alitusi mtu kwa text message. Hiyo si ni kusamehewa tu aende nyumbani. Mtu ameshikwa na polisi ati touting. Ati hanging dangerously from a matatu. Mwingine ameshikwa ati loitering. Loitering ako jela. Anafanya nini jela? Na toa watu wote jela. Watu pekee naweza bakisha huko labda ni rapists and killers and that. Juu nataka kufree up prisons. Kuna mbogi na leta na ni mbogi kubwa. Na waendi kunywa juice huko na majoni Walker. Ndawafunga jela hapa without jokes. Kabisa, international community itapiga nduru, neighboring countries watapiga nduru, kutakuwa na maandamano, watu wale wenye ni wa kabila watakuwa nasema anaonea kabila yetu. Lakini hata wao wakiangalia sitakuwa nimefunga mtu wa kabila yao peke yao. Kutakuwa na Mkikuyu hapo ndani ya jela, kutakuwa na Mjaluo hapo ndani ya jela, kutakuwa na Mkale hapo ndani ya jela. Sasa wewe unasema mambo ya ukabila imetoka wapi? nitafunga.
Right. And now, you see, have you heard about have you heard that sound, whatever he has said? You know, something that is killing Kenyans mostly, and something that is killing Africa mostly as a continent, is corruption. Okay, corruption is killing us mostly, and he said very well that he can only start by actually doing away with corruption. That we give him time to work. He is never going to we shouldn't ask him for roads. We shouldn't ask him for anything else. We just give him time to work. And his first year in government, he's going to deal with corruption. That is what he said. Okay? He's going to deal with corruption. And it's okay. It's okay. And now we are asking ourselves a certain question. Now, the question that is remaining in our minds is, when he gets to that government, are you sure he's going to do the things that he has spoken? Because we have seen politicians talking something and doing exactly against what they said. We have seen them promising us big things, but when they get to government, they do exactly the opposite of what they said. A few days ago, President William Ruto was somewhere around, I think in Kayole, and when he was visiting a Catholic church, and he said that he is going to, I think this man, when he was coming to that function, he passed through a road that was very bad. The road was very bad. It was a very bad one. Okay, and so I think he felt what people are feeling. And by getting to that function, he said he has given out 58 million. And the next day morning, people are going, actually, we are going to see engineers in that road, working on that road. When he got out to the public, he said, I have set aside 58 million. No, 48 million. Remember, in the church, he said 58 million. When he came to the crowd, he said 48 million. He has forgotten that he gave a different information, and now he's giving a different information. Okay? And he said, tomorrow morning, engineers, you're going to see engineers in this road. It's 1 week. Nothing has happened. No signs of engineers in that road. 1 week ago. And still, you see this man going to the public somewhere, and people are gathered in that public. They want to listen to him. I mean, how? What do we want to be like? What do we want to be told? Like, what do you want to see so that we can be able to understand? You know, it would be better if, when someone like this one comes to public, you don't even show yourself. You don't even showcase yourself there. You just continue with your work. Like, for example, how is it gonna look like when, for example, someday President William Ruto says, I'm going to maybe a place like, let's say a place like Nakuru. Say, I want to go for a function to Nakuru. And then when he gets there, nobody appears to that meeting. No one in public, nobody goes there. Everybody continues to, you continue with your work. You don't go there. You don't even show yourself there. And you make sure nobody's there. That is the moment that you will see now politicians. That is the moment that politicians will understand that they have gotten people to the corner. They've gotten people to a point of no return. Okay? Because I wonder how someone like this would appear to a public and lie to you people, and you know this is a lie. You know, this guy, whatever this guy is saying is just pure lies. And then he goes and he comes back after some day, and then you are gathered there again to listen to him. I mean, are we fools or what? When are we going to change? Like, when are we going to learn? Because trust you me, 2027 will come and people will vote for Ruto. I'm telling you the truth. People will vote for President William Ruto, and you'll see him in government. That is what will make him the president, because the only thing that can make the elections be rigged is when the person you are competing with, you're just maybe leaving him with okay, maybe he is winning you with a very close margin. That is the only way you can win elections, by rigging, okay? But when the person who is competing with you has left you with a wide margin, it's very hard for you to rig elections. And so these people who are going to vote President William Ruto, these people are a group of individuals who are going to take their votes and go to the ballot and vote in William Ruto into the government 2027. Which are these people? What are these people? Because for you to make the person competing with the William Ruto be able to win him, maybe to be ahead of him with a small margin, it means there are people who will wake up in the morning and go to the ballot box and vote for William Ruto. And then this guy becomes the president. And then he takes you through hell for another 5 years for things you would have avoided. Okay? I'm not saying we have good politicians. We don't have good politicians. That is what I'm talking about today. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what I'll repeat again and again. There is no good politician. Morara Keaso isn't good. Kasamueli Makoore or what, they're not good. Dr. Fred Matiang'i you're talking about every day, he's not good. Richard Onyanka is not good. Edwin Sifuna, he is not good. Babu Owino isn't good. As long as they are politicians, they're not good. I'm telling you the truth. There's no need to sit here and then I begin lying to you when I know very well what I'm saying is the truth. No, but you have seen it. Okay? We thought Kibaki was good. Kibaki wasn't good. He was slightly better than other ones, than other leaders, but he wasn't good. We cannot say that he was good. Uhuru Kenyatta was good, but he was not good. There are things Uhuru Kenyatta did as a politician that were not good. Because let me tell you something, even in the time of Uhuru Kenyatta, because right now when Uhuru Kenyatta is not in the government, people are really saying how Uhuru Kenyatta was good. And let me tell you, when Uhuru Kenyatta was in government, there are people who are complaining. Because what were they saying? He was supporting the BBI. I don't know what. I don't know what. And many other things. The people were complaining about President Uhuru Kenyatta when he was in government. When he got out of the government, now we have William Ruto. The first way we are saying that Uhuru Kenyatta was good compared to William Ruto is because William Ruto is the worst. I'm telling you the truth. He's the worst. He is the worst. You're talking about electing or maybe taking into government young leaders. Is that what you're talking about? It's okay. It's all right. But let me tell you something. When a young leader gets to government like Morara Keaso, this guy is looking forward to build himself. Because let me tell you something. Politics is a career. That's what we call it a political career because it is a career. Okay? It is a career. It's a job you're doing. It's like you are employed somewhere to go and work. But where you are employed, you're the head. Okay? And so, the moment it is a career, it is the same way watu kula marupurupu kwa makazi ambazo zenye wanafanya. The works where they are employed. That is where they, those... Are you getting my point? And now, Morara Keaso is a young man who is looking forward to build himself. So, if it's about stealing, Morara Keaso will steal more. Why? Because he's still young. And he knows, I'm only going to be in this government for a number of 10 years. And after 10 years, I'm going to be out of this government. Or maybe a number of 5 years. And after 5 years, I'm going to be out of this government. And I'm still young. So he's likely to steal more because he wants to keep in a lot of money, good money that will help him or maybe will serve him for another many years that he's going to live in this world. Maybe even make his family rich. Okay? And that's the biggest reason as to why William Ruto has been a thief. The biggest one for a very long time. Like stealing bigger. You know, there are people who are stealing because I cannot tell you that there's a politician who never stole from the government. Every politician, they stole from the government. How would you get into the government when you have a small piece of land, and when you're getting out of the government, you have acres and acres of land? Thousands of acres of land. If that is not theft. Okay? And so, young leaders cannot be good. They can never be good. Nobody should tell you that young leaders will be good. People say you want to be led by a young man, President William Ruto. We don't want to be led by old men. They said Raila Odinga is a piece of shit, and so we can't be led by an old man. He's not an option. They said it's not an option, and I can tell you for a fact that if you would have voted Raila Odinga into government, he would have been better compared to President William Ruto. Do you know why? Because this is an old man. He's an old man who has nothing to lose. He has been to government for quite some time. If it's harvesting from the government through corruption way, he has done it for quite some time, and it is enough now. But William Ruto is still young. After 10 years, he will still be a little bit young, and he would need money enough to be able to sustain him for a very long time. Okay? And so, those are some of the disadvantages of being led by young leaders. But today, I sat here to tell you that don't trust a politician. Don't ever trust a politician. It doesn't matter who that kind of a person is. You know these things you're saying about Dr. Fred Matiang'i, that you want to take him to government. The things you're saying about Morara Keaso, you want to take him to government. The things you're saying about I want to vote in Richard Onyanka, I will vote in Babu Owino, I will vote in, George Natembea, I will vote in Edwin Sifuna, I'll vote in... My friend, politicians are politicians. They will never change from being politicians. They are going to continue being politicians forever. Nothing will change. It never changed a long time ago. It's never going to change now. It's going to remain the same time and time. And you have to agree with me. So when you're voting in politicians, let us not come with minds that we are voting into government a best person or maybe a good person. Let us come with this mind that we are going to vote into government better people. Better people. Not good people, or rather best people. Not a good. There is nothing like a good politician. There is nothing like a best politician. There is only a better politician. Only. Why do you want to vote Morara Keaso into government? Because he's better than William Ruto. Not is the good or the best one. No. Because even Raila Odinga is not good. Why would he go to government and support William Ruto? Never trust a politician. Because you can only trust a politician at your own risk. You can only trust a politician at your own risk. Okay? Never trust a politician. Never trust a politician. Azimio la Umoja, they say they are not going to work with Kenya Kwanza government. They cannot. They will never, at any cost. Kenya Kwanza government, they say they are not going to work with. There is no Sumkate based government. There is nothing like that. They are not going to take that. It will never happen. Did you heard that? But what happened is history. The rest is just history. And don't trust a politician. It doesn't matter who that kind of person is. If you guys are going to to gather up yourself together and go to elections come 2027 and decide to vote Dr. Fred Matiang'i into government, vote him in the name of voting into government someone who is a little bit better than the other person. Don't vote someone into government thinking you're voting into government a best person. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the truth. If you vote Matiang'i into government, he's going to steal money from the government. If you vote in Morara Keaso into government, he's going to steal money from the government. I'm telling you the truth. Everybody enters, every single person, they come into a political arena with an agenda. And the main agenda is to make money, not to lead people. That's why I said there's a very big difference between a leader and a politician. When you are a leader, you are a different person. You are a kind of a person who does not entertain corruption. But when you are a politician, you are a thief. Because you come to people, you lie to them, and then when you go back to government, you don't. In 3 months' time, Stadium A will be accomplished. In 3 months' time, Stadium B will be accomplished. Listen to this.
As we talk today, I know many people, I have heard many people discuss about, okay, you made promises, you haven't kept some of them. As we talk today, in 6 months' time, the stadium in Wote will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Chuka will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Moyale will be complete. In 6 months' time, the stadium in Kamarin in West Pokot, which is historic, will be complete. In a couple of months, the stadium in Eldoret will be complete. In Nyeri, the president gave the title. There was a challenge of title. Now we have a title, and now the program has been rolled out. In Kiambu, in another 3-4 months, the stadium will be complete. We have challenges. We have a small challenge in Mombasa because the county government has issues of ownership of the land, although all the contracts and everything has been signed for, including the tartan for the stadium is in place. We have a small challenge again in Kisumu because the county government has not relocated the dumping site, which is next to the stadium, and international requirements dictate that you cannot have a dumping site side by side with a stadium. As soon as that is relocated, that process will be complete. So instead of 5 stadiums, we actually went for 9, just to make it good and to make it better.
Let me ask you, how many months now? And you still have the guts to trust politicians. The Mamamboga issue was a lie. The Boda issues was a lie. Everything was a lie. Right now we are being stealed from left, right, center, everywhere. 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 They're stealing from us, everywhere. Okay? So the issues of trusting politicians should be something that we should really get rid of it. There is nobody who is called a politician who is good. No one. And I repeat, nobody. If you want to know the qualities of a leader, go to Burkina Faso today. You will see the qualities of a leader. Whatever is happening in Burkina Faso, that is now leadership. That is not politics. That is leadership. Okay? But what is happening in these other countries? Politics. And politics and leadership, those are two different things. They can never be the same. So don't come and tell us we're choosing leaders. You rather use another term. We are choosing politicians. We are choosing thieves, not leaders. Okay. So I'm addressing people who think that 2027 you're going to vote in, now that you have learned your lessons, you're going to vote into government best leaders. I'm cautioning you. Don't think about that. Just vote into the government better leaders. Okay? Not good leaders or best leaders. Just better leaders. Better than the other ones. There is no politician who can be trusted. Nobody. As long as you're in government. As long as you're in government. I'm telling you the truth today. If those people you are talking about, if they enter government, you see these people who are criticizing the government every day. The people who are they are opposing the government every day. They are not good. Let them get to that government. You'll know what I'm talking about. When William Ruto was criticizing the government 2020, 2022, before he started campaigning, all of us, many people were behind William Ruto. They said, this man is speaking the truth. And if there is someone to fix this country, it's President William Ruto. Right now, your children have been killed. Nobody's talking about that. They are on the soil right now. No one is talking about that. It happened. It passed. It has looked like something normal. We found bodies. Bodies at the quarry there. A lot of them. Nobody's talking about that news. It happened. It ended. I mean, is this the kind of person you said is going to fix this country? The youths were everywhere on the road, running and rejoicing about our young leader, President Ruto. This is the kind of a leader we want. Can you see what is happening today? People were shot on the demonstrations during Gen Z's demonstrations. Is someone talking about that? Nobody's talking about that because it has happened. It has ended that way. Even if you try to talk about it, there is nothing you can do because the government is being led by the crooks. The people you say they're going to fix this country. So you need to understand that when these people, they come to the campaign, they are coming with a new face. Hii ndio tunasemanga ile amevalia ngozi ya kondoo. Kumbe ndani is ni mbwa mwitu, is a dog. He just looks like a sheep because he has wore a sheepskin, but inside he's just a dog. Politicians are dogs. All of them, they are dogs. Every politician, they are dogs. But they look like sheeps. No politician is good. I'm telling you the truth. Don't trust any of them. It doesn't matter how many words they will come with. Don't trust any of them. In fact, a politician that we should be trusting from today is a politician that comes to campaigns and doesn't talk. He just comes there and tells us, vote for me into government. I just want you to vote for me. But the one who says, I'm going to build roads, I'm going to build schools, I'm going to enhance the education, I'm going to take down the school fees, I'm going to create jobs. Those ones we shouldn't even be voting for them. Those are the thieves we're talking about. They talk and they steal from us every time. And so we have to make a change. And it's not easy it's not easy. In fact, it is never easy. Making a change is never easy because it's going to be very hard, very hard. So what I'm saying is that we can only choose better leaders, but we can never choose best leaders. We can never choose, we can only choose better politicians. We can never choose best politicians. We can never have best or good politicians. We can only have better politicians. So when you go to the ballot 2027, don't go to vote for a better leader or maybe don't go to vote for a best politician or rather a good politicians. Go there, vote for a better one. The one you think he's a little bit better than the other one. Let's just believe he'll go there, he'll steal a little bit, and he will work for Kenyans. Don't trust politicians. They can never be trusted. Don't ever do that. No politician has ever done his best. The moment you get where money flows, you want to tell me that a country like Kenya is poor? Kenya is not a poor country. Someone said a few days ago that we can collect a lot of money. We don't even need to go for loans. But what makes you think today Kenya is not collecting a lot of money? It's collecting a lot of money. I can tell you that. The question is, where is this money going? To the pockets of people you're trusting. As long as he's a politician, do away with him. As long as he's someone called a politician, do away with him. Adios.